Spiritually strong families don't happen by accident. Join us for this important conversation and special invitation today on Family Vision.
Hi, my name is Ray Rienow. Welcome to Family Vision with my parents, Dr. Rob and Amy Rienow, strengthening families through practical, encouraging, and real conversations.
Rob and Amy Rienow here with Visionary Family Ministries. This is our first time back in the studio with you after the Christmas holiday. And honey, do you have a highlight or a favorite memory or favorite moment from Christmas this year?
There are so many favorite memories and favorite moments that I don't know if I could pinpoint one, but I think it was just super fun having our family celebration this year, just our immediate family, which is growing so much with JD's marriage to Brooke. So it was our first Christmas with Brooke, which was really special. And then the 3 grandbabies, and it was just a wonderful full day. And I really appreciated everyone's cooperation with the matching jammies. I like the matching jammies. I know my sons and son-in-laws are kind of like, you really don't need to get me new pajamas every year, and I do it anyway.
You're very committed to that.
I'm committed, and I appreciate, the cooperation, and I appreciate the family picture and just the fun of it. I love the Secret Santa. The kids all choose, that's a big deal at Thanksgiving when each of the siblings picks the other sibling who they will be shopping for Christmas. So the unveiling of the gifts of the Secret Santa, and that's probably always one of my absolute favorite parts of Christmas, watching the kids give gifts to each other like that. And Bond brings a drama every year, which is...
Lissy's husband.
Yeah, Lissy's husband, Bond, loves to outdo his rapping. So last year, ironically, he had Millie both years, which is a great person to have for Secret Santa, because Millie is such a fun person to give gifts to because her response is always like over the top. But Bond last year, remember, he created a box out of wood with nails. Like she had to take all the nails out before she could get her gift. Well, this year, when he gave her a giant box that she opened, and then inside of it was a toolbox with a padlock, and then I think he gave her 4 sets of keys. Key ring, right?
Giant rings
4
of
giant
keys.
key rings that she had to go through and figure out how to. So that was, a huge highlight, watching Millie trying to figure out how to open the padlock. But that's right. Part of the fun.
I didn't know you were going to mention the Christmas PJs. I didn't tell you ahead of time what we were going to talk about. So I will post the Christmas PJ picture on the Visionary Family Ministries Facebook page. So push pause on the podcast, go over to the Facebook page, and you can see the pajama picture, because I liked the jammies this year.
Yeah, I got a lot of credit for the jammies this year. But
my highlights, actually I have a highlight.
And let's just go back. You don't wear pajama pants, and just what are you wearing every single night when you walk Bruce?
Well, you got me some super thermally
fleece-lined pajama pants. I got them years ago from LL Bean.
Right.
I invested.
So that is part of my late night 0-degree dog walking outfit.
Yes,
the
they're
green
useful.
plaid. Oh, they're tremendous.
Useful. That's the point. You think they're just frivolous, but they have been useful.
Right.
Yeah.
Great expense annually. My highlight,
I don't buy the fleece ones annually. So
was December 27th, which, as you already said, was the day that we had everybody all together. It's a special time when we get all 7 of our kids, their spouses, all 3 grandchildren together in the house all day. It really was awesome. But that was also connected to my low light of the Christmas season. We passed some Christmas sickness around. And R.W. and his wife Emily and their brand new baby boy Clifford, who was just over a month old at Christmas time, because there was sickness going around, Emily made the very wise decision, Emily, we support you, to not have people hold Cliff.
Right.
Like she kept him in her papoose baby thing
it was sad
next
not
to her.
Hold him. Yes.
So I got to see Cliff a lot,
yeah.
But I was pining. I'm like, I want to hold the kid.
Yeah.
But I didn't have a chance to do that. So that was my low light. So we're excited now that sickness is all gone. The next time we see them, we will get to hold baby Clifford.
Right. And I have to add, again, the extended family Christmas with my parents and cousins and all of that. That's always a highlight. So that was on the 26th. So there was just a lot of hosting, a lot of activity. let's just say the first week of January has been recovery from Christmas for sure. For sure.
All right. Well, before we jump in, we love having this time with you on the podcast, but we want to see you in person. We have a number of Visionary Family experiences coming up around the country. February 8th, we've got 2 events in Illinois. In the morning, we have a Father-Daughter Connect event in West Chicago that my daughter Lissy and I will be doing. Then that evening, we have a Visionary Marriage Date Night in Aurora. Then I'll be speaking at the Legacy National Grandparenting Conference in Birmingham, February 21 and 22. Then Friends in the Southeast. You do not want to miss the Charleston Visionary Family Conference, February 28th to March 2nd at St. Michael's Church. The following weekend, the Visionary Family Conference is coming to Nashville, Tennessee, March 7 through 9. Lots more for the rest of 2025. I want you to get all the details at visionaryfam.com/events. Now, honey, this is an important episode for us because we want to share what we believe is going to be one of the most important things we have ever done here at Visionary Family Ministries. We want to invite you to become a Visionary Family and join the Visionary Family community. Let me tell you about my most hated phone call, the phone call that I hate to get the most. And it's happened a number of times for both of us over the years, where a close friend or a family member calls us and says, we're getting a divorce. We're separated. Our kids just told us that they're not a Christian anymore. Some nuclear, earth-shattering revelation of a major area of pain and brokenness in their family. And of course, you get that phone call and your heart is filled with compassion and care for the person. But when I say it's my most hated phone call, the other thing that's going through my mind is in a lot of these circumstances, it's the first time they called you or me or us to say there was any problem, to say there was any crisis. Like why not call us 2 years earlier and say, hey, we're in a rough time in our marriage. Can you pray for us or we need to get some help? Instead of waiting till the end before you reach out to anybody. And so what we have discovered in our years of ministry now is we are making this commitment to come alongside families in a deeper way, a more personal way to help them follow Jesus.
Yes, we have been in ministry now for 32 years, which is hard for me to even get a handle around that number. So we have had the opportunity to walk alongside a lot of families through the good times and the difficult times. And specifically, we've been doing VFM for about 14 years now, which drove us deeper, I guess I would say, into, kind of the deep valleys of what families are experiencing. And all that to say is when we started this ministry full time, part of the passion behind it was that we had seen families go through significant trials that led them to a breaking point, like you said, divorce or like irreconcilable relationships between parents and children. And I think when we began VFM, we were very passionate about not only offering, to help those families full time in whatever capacity that looked like, and yet at the same time, try to develop a ministry that would help prevent families from getting to that point, like to be proactive. And I talked about this a little bit on our Instagram page, but just how, like, when we've done these events and things like that, we're trying to push into creating a positive biblical family culture, which is absent sadly, even in some churches, because we're so used to living our individual segregated lives, which we saw as leading to some of the problems that these families were facing, especially as their children got older and left the home. But our desire with becoming a visionary family is to really increase that proactive part of our ministry by helping families build heart connections, helping them break free of generational bondage, helping their future generations to follow Jesus. And like you already said, this doesn't happen by accident. It has to be an intentional plan, albeit that plan is always changing, and that's what we are learning ourselves. We stress this a lot in our individual conferences, but we are just as much learning as we are, helping families. We are in the process, too, of continuing to become a visionary family ourselves, because as your family changes and the seasons of your life change, we're always having to adjust, too, of what does it look like to follow Jesus now? How does that change the shape of our family?
One of the pictures that's come to me as we've launched now this visionary family community is, imagine just kind of going outside with seed that you want to scatter and standing on your driveway or front lawn or sidewalk and just throwing seed every which way.
Right.
While part of what you have in front of you is like a fertilized garden. Like there's good soil, it's ready to receive seed. And it's not like it's wrong to just throw seed everywhere, but if you have fertile soil, you would want to make a special investment in planting in that soil. So we realized with our ministry—
I really love that illustration, by the way. That's very helpful for me visually, being a visual person, because I feel like my life is a lot of that, like just throwing seeds.
We could do a video in our front yard about it if it would help really drive it home.
Out of the car, out wherever, to seeds. But yes, it would be wise, actually, to put seeds in a garden. That's a wise concept. I hear people do that.
That's right.
I've heard of that.
So as we think about the different things we do in our ministry, take the podcast, for example, we are just throwing seeds of God's Word everywhere. We're so happy that you're listening and you're part of the community. When we do a conference, when we write a book, we're just throwing it out there. But what we have realized that we want to intentionally invest more of our time and more of our relationship in families where it will be the most fruitful. Families who say, hey, we really want to grow.
Right.
We connect with the heart of your ministry. Please help us grow as a Christian family.
Right. So that is why we want to invite you to become a visionary family. And the question then, well, what is a visionary family? I mean, it sounds, okay, that sounds great, but what are you actually talking about? But really, it's just simply a family that wants to follow Jesus and help the future generations of their family to do the same. So we're not talking about perfect families. We're not talking about families who have it all together, but a family or even members of that family that really have a heart to follow Jesus and want to continue to be on this journey with us of how do we do that in the current world that we live in and the culture that's so anti-God all around us. How do we raise children that are passionate about following Christ?
Yep. So what happens if you were to accept this invitation to become a visionary family, to join the visionary family community? What happens?
Yeah, tell me what happens.
I
think
will.
That's okay.
So first of all, you get invited to a quarterly community Zoom gathering, because there's folks in this community from all over the world, where you're just going to join me and Amy for a time of encouragement, prayer, Q&A on faith and family. You're also going to get a text from us once a week. We're not going to overwhelm you, don't worry, no text bombing, but it's just going to be a quick text with a free Bible-based resource, maybe a quick video, article, short video for you to strengthen your faith and family. You also get a 50% off promo code, which will give you a discount on all of our video Bible studies, which is perfect for your family or small groups. Once a month, you get an email, and this is not just like our general ministry email, but it's a ministry specific to the community, recapping those free resources that maybe we sent out by text, an invitation to the next Zoom gathering. Mm-hmm. You get early access and discounts for these live conferences. So maybe before we blast out an invitation for the Thanksgiving Ball or our summer family camp at Cedar Bay this summer up on Lake Huron, our visionary family group would get early access to get tickets with some discounts. As well as some community-only specials, exclusive discounts on VFM books and things like that. But I think one of the most important parts where our heart is with building this community is our commitment to come alongside your family in prayer. And honey, can you just talk more about that and specifically Peter's role in all that?
Yes, it's been wonderful to add Peter Rothermel to our VFM staff this past year. Peter, in many ways, is, I would say, responsible for launching Visionary Family Ministries. By what I mean by that, it was Peter who heard Rob speak at a conference who, way back in the early 2000s, I guess, and heard Rob speak at the conference, caught a vision for what our ministry was about. And we started a friendship with him, and he was the one who really got via visionary parenting going in his churches in the diocese, the Anglican diocese down in South Carolina. And we've always had this special relationship with Peter, Jackie, and his 2 kids. We spoke at a camp out there. So we are thrilled that Peter has joined us. And one of the things that Peter does so well is prayer ministry. And even though I have a heart for prayer, Rob has a heart for prayer, my mom is a prayer warrior, we have really needed help to kind of move this area in our ministry forward. And that is what Peter has been doing with organizing prayer Zooms and being able to connect and really pray for the people who are, like you said, invested in, and we're connecting more on a deeper level. And again, we want to just reiterate that prayer is a huge, important aspect of this visionary family community, because we can say and give a lot of tips and do all these things, but the bottom line is, without seeking the Lord on our knees, we're not going to see changes in our family. And again, I'm just super thankful that Peter has joined our team to help lead us in this area, because it's always an area that I feel like I want to grow more in my prayer walk with the Lord. Yeah.
Even today, before we came into the studio, I saw an email that Peter sent out to some families in the visionary family community saying, I'm ready to pray for you. Text me your prayer request. Do you want to schedule a phone call? So again, being a part of this community, our heart for me and Amy and our team is to build a personal relationship with you, walk this journey with you. I also wanted to welcome some families that have just joined: the Locker family from Nebraska, the Yuki family here from Illinois, the Perrys down in Texas. Thank you for being a part of this. And we're excited to see what God has for our families. Another question people ask is, what does it cost? When you become a visionary family, joining the visionary family community, is there a cost? So we dedicate, as we've tried to share today, our heart, our time, and our resources to the families in this community to help you follow Jesus. And in return, we ask that each visionary family invest in our ministry through a one-time, tax-deductible donation of any amount. We've had folks join the community and send $10. We had someone join the community and send $3,000.
Yeah,
it's the amount's not what important. The amount is not what is important to us. It's our partnership together in the gospel, because your support enables us to serve both your family and many other families worldwide. Now, if you're already on our monthly or annual support team, no additional donation is needed. You're already a financial partner. We just want you to raise your hand and say, Rob, we want to be a part of this visionary family community. So, action time. I want you to get the information and take a look at the very easy sign-up process on our website at visionaryfam.com/community. Or visionaryfam.com, right up at the top, you'll see the button, Join the Community. All the things we talked about today, it'll be listed there for you. More details, more Q&A. But it would mean the world to me and Amy to build this relationship with you, to partner with you, so that we can help each other's families follow Jesus every day. And you can always reach out to us through email with questions from today's conversation or prayer needs for your family at podcast@visionaryfam.com. And we're looking forward to our next time together with you on Family Vision.